You might be surprised to learn that regularly eating the wrong types of nuts can raise your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 48%, especially if you're over the age of 65. That's not just a random number. It comes from a long-term study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, and the findings are genuinely concerning. Here's the scary part. Some of the most common nuts sitting in kitchen cabinets across the country can silently elevate blood pressure, trigger inflammation, clog arteries, and even accelerate cognitive decline. And yet, many seniors continue to eat them under the impression that they're healthy. One particular nut, which we'll reveal later in this video, has been linked to dangerously high levels of a toxic compound. Consuming it regularly can damage your liver, impair kidney function, and negatively impact your brain health. You likely already have it in your snack jar. In fact, it's often recommended by low-carb diet enthusiasts as a smart choice. But for aging bodies, it could be causing long-term harm. Don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, we're giving you the most up-to-date, research-backed guide to nut consumption for seniors. You'll learn which nuts are safest, which ones support heart and brain health, and, most importantly, which to avoid completely. Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal the truth about the #1 most dangerous nut for seniors, a fact that few people talk about, but could be putting your health at serious risk. Before we dive in, give this video a like and subscribe for more helpful content, and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Now, let's get into the top 4 nuts that seniors should be eating. 4. Almonds. The bone-strengthening powerhouse almonds are one of the most beneficial foods for aging bodies. Why? Because they're rich in calcium and vitamin E, 2 nutrients that are critical for keeping bones strong. After age 65, natural bone loss accelerates, making fractures more dangerous and recovery more difficult. But just a quarter cup of almonds a day provides around 97 milligrams of calcium, helping slow this decline. What makes almonds truly special is their magnesium content, a mineral that's often deficient in older adults. Magnesium acts like a delivery system, guiding calcium away from arteries, where it can cause damage, and into bones, where it's needed most. Almonds also support heart health with their beneficial monounsaturated fats, which help lower harmful LDL cholesterol. This is essential as the risk of heart disease rises with age. For seniors, I recommend a daily serving of 15 to 20 almonds, ideally raw or dry, roasted and unsalted. Another major benefit? Almonds are high in fiber, about 3.5 grams per serving, which helps relieve constipation, an issue that affects nearly 40% of seniors. Most impressively, research from Tufts University shows that almonds help protect the brain from oxidative stress, a major factor in age-related cognitive decline. For maximum benefit, choose almonds with the skin still on. The skins contain flavonoids that, when combined with vitamin E, double the nut's antioxidant power. Important warning: almonds can be a choking hazard for seniors with swallowing difficulties. Be sure to chew them thoroughly before eating. 3. Walnuts, the brain-boosting power nut. It's no coincidence that walnuts resemble the human brain. They happen to be one of the best foods for nourishing it, especially as we age. Walnuts are the richest source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, among all popular nuts. That's a big deal for seniors, because omega-3s are essential for keeping brain cell membranes healthy and supporting smooth communication between neurons. Recent research in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks experienced measurable improvements in cognitive speed and mental flexibility. What really sets walnuts apart is their unique group of polyphenolic compounds. These can actually cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation directly in brain tissue and potentially slowing the progression of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. And that's not all. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep. Since melatonin levels tend to drop with age, adding walnuts to your evening routine may help improve sleep quality. Many seniors find that eating a handful before bed helps them fall asleep more easily. Walnuts also support heart health. Their combination of arginine, an amino acid that enhances blood flow, and powerful antioxidants can help reduce blood pressure and improve the elasticity of arteries. In fact, walnuts can even enhance the effectiveness of blood pressure medications in older adults. For best results, store your walnuts in the refrigerator to keep their delicate oils from going rancid, and aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. Bonus tip: cracking walnuts by hand can help maintain fine motor skills and keep your fingers nimble. And don't be put off by their slightly bitter taste. That's actually a sign of their high antioxidant content. 2. Pistachios, the blood pressure stabilizer. Pistachios may be one of the most underrated nuts for seniors, especially when it comes to managing blood pressure. What makes pistachios so effective is their rare combination of low sodium and high potassium, about 285 milligrams per serving. This balance helps the body flush out excess sodium, reducing strain on the kidneys and supporting stable blood pressure as we age. In fact, pistachios may lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, which is comparable to the effect of some medications, but without the side effects. Pistachios also contain 2 powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect the eyes from age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. These nutrients concentrate in the macula of the eye and act as a natural barrier against damage from light and oxidative stress. And here's a hidden benefit: their crunchy texture is gentler on aging teeth and gums compared to harder nuts. Even better, their naturally bright green and purple hues come from antioxidants that help slow down the aging process throughout the body. Pistachios also encourage mindful eating. The process of shelling them slows down snacking and makes you more aware of how much you're eating, a helpful tool for portion control. According to the International Journal of Obesity, the leftover shells serve as a visual cue, helping you stop before you overeat. If arthritis makes shelling difficult, look for half-open pistachios to get the same benefits without the strain. Aim for around 49 pistachios a day, or roughly 1 ounce, unsalted or lightly salted. With 3 grams of fiber per ounce, pistachios also help regulate blood sugar, which is crucial for the 1 in 4 seniors who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. 1. Brazil nuts, the thyroid's best friend. At the top of our list are Brazil nuts, thanks to their incredible ability to support thyroid health, a vital but often overlooked aspect of aging well. Just 1 Brazil nut contains a whopping 96 micrograms of selenium, which is 137% of your daily recommended intake. That makes them the most concentrated food source of selenium in the world. Why does that matter? Because selenium is essential for proper thyroid function, and many thyroid disorders in older adults go undiagnosed. The symptoms, fatigue, weight changes, brain fog, are often mistaken for normal aging. But supporting your thyroid with enough selenium can make a huge difference in energy, mood, and metabolism. Even more impressively, selenium also helps reduce oxidative stress and supports immune function, giving seniors an added layer of defense against illness and inflammation. Stay tuned, because in the final part of this video, we'll uncover the 1 nut that could be harming your body the most. It's a common snack that many people wrongly assume is healthy, but for seniors, it may be silently causing long-term damage. This information is especially important because up to 20% of people over age 65 suffer from undiagnosed thyroid disorders. And the mineral at the center of it all? Selenium. a nutrient Brazil nuts have in abundance. Selenium plays a vital role in activating thyroid hormones, which are responsible for regulating energy levels, metabolism, and mood stability. As we age, even a slight imbalance in thyroid function can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and mental fog that many assume is simply part of getting older, but often it's not. But Brazil nuts don't stop at thyroid support. They contain a unique type of fatty acid that helps preserve myelin, the protective coating around nerve cells. As we age, this sheath tends to deteriorate, slowing down reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive function. By helping to maintain this barrier, Brazil nuts may help seniors stay sharp, responsive, and mentally agile. What makes the selenium in Brazil nuts especially effective is that it's organically bound, meaning it's easier for the body to absorb and utilize than the synthetic forms found in supplements. And here's the best part. You don't need many. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day is enough to experience the benefits. Their naturally creamy, buttery texture makes them enjoyable even in small quantities. But be careful, not more than 2 per day, because too much selenium can have negative effects. For the freshest and most nutritious option, try to buy Brazil nuts that are still in their shells. The shell acts as a natural barrier, preserving the nut's nutrients. Because of their high fat content, you should store them in the refrigerator to prevent spoilage. On top of their thyroid and neurological benefits, Brazil nuts contain a healthy dose of fiber and natural oils that can support digestive regularity, offering relief for seniors who struggle with constipation. Instead of turning to sugary or processed snacks, these nuts provide a far healthier and deeply satisfying alternative. And perhaps the most remarkable discovery yet. New research suggests that the antioxidants in Brazil nuts may help slow the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that shrink as you age. Slower telomere shortening means slower cellular aging, which could translate to a longer, healthier life. If you're over 65, Brazil nuts are one of the most powerful additions you can make to your diet. Now that we've covered the best nuts for seniors, in the next and final part, we'll reveal the most dangerous nut, one that many older adults are unknowingly eating every day, believing it's healthy, when it may be doing serious harm. 4. Peanuts, the silent inflammatory trigger. Despite being one of the most widely consumed nuts in the world, peanuts can pose serious health risks for seniors. And surprisingly, they aren't even true nuts. Peanuts are actually legumes that grow underground, making them especially susceptible to mold contamination. This is where things get concerning. Peanuts are often contaminated with aflatoxins, a toxic substance produced by certain molds. Aflatoxins are known to be carcinogenic and can damage the liver, especially when consumed frequently. And because our detoxification systems naturally weaken with age, the risk becomes even more serious for older adults. But that's just the beginning. Even without a peanut allergy, many seniors experience low-grade inflammatory responses after eating peanuts. This kind of chronic inflammation can silently worsen joint pain, cardiovascular issues, and cognitive decline, conditions that already disproportionately affect the elderly. Peanuts are also high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are pro-inflammatory when not balanced with omega-3s. Most people already consume far more omega-6 than omega-3, and peanuts only add fuel to that imbalance. There's another hidden danger: vitamin K. Peanuts contain moderate levels of this vitamin, which can interact negatively with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Unfortunately, this risk is rarely discussed in routine medical visits. And then there's peanut butter, a staple in many households. Commercial varieties are often loaded with hydrogenated oils, added sugar, and sodium, making them especially harmful for seniors dealing with hypertension or heart disease. Even natural peanut butter, while better, can raise blood pressure and should be approached with caution. Improper storage is yet another problem. due to their high fat content, peanuts spoil quickly and can become rancid, producing harmful free radicals that accelerate aging. Additionally, the dry roasting process used in most commercial peanut products creates acrylamide, a compound that may have neurotoxic effects, further increasing the risk of cognitive decline. Even if you've eaten peanuts for years without any obvious problems, consider switching to one of the healthier nuts we discussed earlier, just a few days a week, to reduce your exposure to these hidden threats and give your body the nutrients it truly needs. 3. Cashews, the sneaky sugar spike. Cashews often enjoy a healthy reputation, but for seniors, they may come with risks that aren't immediately obvious. Unlike most true tree nuts, cashews have a much higher carbohydrate content, with around 9 grams per ounce. They also rank higher on the glycemic index, meaning they can cause spikes in blood sugar. This is particularly concerning because roughly 25% of adults over 65 have diabetes, and nearly half are pre-diabetic. Many seniors turn to nuts like cashews as a healthy snack without realizing the potential glycemic impact, which could make blood sugar management more difficult. And there's more to be aware of. Cashews have a smooth, curved shape that increases the risk of choking, especially for seniors with swallowing difficulties. In fact, they're among the most commonly aspirated nuts in older adults. Nutritionally, cashews have fewer beneficial compounds and less fiber than nuts like almonds or walnuts. They're also high in oxalates, which can bind to calcium in the gut and reduce absorption, a serious concern for seniors who are already vulnerable to osteoporosis. Even worse, high oxalate intake increases the risk of kidney stones, a condition that becomes more common after age 60. What many people don't realize is that cashew processing is intensive. To make them safe to eat, cashews must be treated to remove urushiol, the same toxic substance found in poison ivy. This process strips away nutrients, and the final product often ends up oil-roasted and heavily salted, contributing unhealthy fats and excess sodium to the diet. That's especially problematic for those managing high blood pressure or heart disease. Cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors that make it harder for the body to digest protein. For seniors, who already struggle to absorb nutrients efficiently, this can further impact muscle maintenance and energy levels. Lastly, their creamy, indulgent texture makes cashews easy to overeat. And at a life stage where weight management becomes more difficult, it's all too easy for this to contribute to gradual, unnoticed weight gain. For a safer, more nutrient-rich alternative, try substituting almonds or walnuts, both of which offer more fiber, better fat profiles, and added brain and bone health benefits, with fewer risks for the aging body. 2. Macadamia nuts. The calorie trap. Macadamia nuts may taste luxurious, but they come at a cost, especially for older adults. These rich, buttery nuts are the most calorie-dense of all nuts, packing around 200 calories per ounce. As we age, metabolism naturally slows down, meaning we burn fewer calories at rest. That makes high-calorie foods like macadamias a potential weight management challenge, even when consumed in modest amounts. Macadamias are also extremely high in fat, containing about 22 grams per ounce. While some of these fats are heart-healthy, the sheer volume can overwhelm the body's aging digestive system, especially the gallbladder, which becomes less efficient over time. This is particularly risky for the estimated 15% of seniors who have gallstones without even knowing it. Macadamia nuts can trigger painful episodes, bloating, or digestive discomfort in those with gallbladder issues, making them a risky snack for anyone prone to digestive sensitivity. While they may look and taste like an elegant treat, macadamia nuts are easy to overconsume and offer relatively little fiber or protein to balance their high fat and calorie load. If you enjoy the creamy texture of macadamias, consider switching to a small serving of pistachios or almonds, which offer a similar crunch with significantly fewer calories, more fiber, and a far more balanced nutrient profile. In addition to their high calorie count, macadamia nuts also carry some of the highest levels of saturated fats, with about 3 grams per ounce. This can raise LDL cholesterol levels, which is a major concern for seniors already worried about cardiovascular health. The last thing seniors need is to unknowingly contribute to their heart health problems by consuming nuts with excessive saturated fat. Macadamias are also hard and dense, posing a serious threat to oral health, particularly for seniors who have crowns, bridges, or weak teeth. The hardness of macadamia nuts can easily damage these dental appliances or cause discomfort in individuals with weakened enamel, a common issue as calcium absorption decreases with age. From a practical standpoint, macadamia nuts are expensive. This can lead seniors on a budget to opt for cheaper varieties, which are more likely to be rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to harmful oxidized lipids. Many commercially available macadamia nuts are also oil roasted and salted, which only worsens their already poor nutritional profile by adding unhealthy fats and sodium, factors that can contribute to high blood pressure and heart disease. The rich, buttery flavor of macadamias can be tempting, but seniors should be cautious of overconsumption. As metabolism naturally slows with age, it's all too easy to overeat calorie-dense foods like macadamias, leading to gradual weight gain that could impact overall health. Contrary to common belief, research on the heart benefits of nuts has largely ignored or downplayed high-fat nuts like macadamias. In fact, pistachios offer a far superior nutritional profile suited for the aging body, with heart-healthy fats, more fiber, and a range of vitamins and minerals that macadamias lack. If you've been enjoying macadamia nuts regularly, it may be time to switch to pistachios for a more nutritious and heart-healthy snack that won't harm your wallet or your health. 1. Pine nuts. The prescription risk and taste. Alterer pine nuts, though small and delicious, present a unique set of problems for seniors, especially because of their potential to interact with medications. The chemicals found in pine nuts can affect more than 60% of prescriptions commonly prescribed to seniors. This means drug effectiveness may be reduced, or worse, harmful side effects can occur, particularly with medications like statins, antidepressants, and blood pressure drugs, all commonly prescribed to those over the age of 65. Most doctors and pharmacists rarely mention the potential risks of food-drug interactions, which is a major concern for seniors who rely on medications for their health. Pine nuts' chemical compounds can interfere with the way these drugs work, possibly causing unintended complications. Perhaps even more troubling is a condition known as pine nut sickness, which causes a bitter metallic taste that can linger for weeks after consumption. While this may seem like a minor inconvenience, it can actually have serious implications for older adults. Studies show that taste alterations are linked to reduced appetite and poor nutritional intake. In fact, up to 42% of seniors affected by pine nut sickness experience significant weight loss due to the disrupted eating habits caused by this persistent, unpleasant taste. This syndrome is thought to be more common in the elderly, possibly due to age-related changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways. Seniors who are already vulnerable to weight loss, poor nutrition, and muscle atrophy could be further at risk from this condition. On top of these issues, pine nuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, which are prone to oxidation. This oxidation can lead to the formation of inflammatory chemicals that can increase the risk of chronic inflammation, a concern for seniors who are already dealing with conditions like arthritis and cognitive decline. For seniors, it's best to avoid or limit pine nuts and consider other nut varieties that are less likely to cause medication issues and taste disturbances. There are plenty of other options, like walnuts or almonds, that provide health benefits without the risks associated with pine nuts. Due to their small size and smooth texture, pine nuts present a risk for aspiration, which occurs when food or liquid enters the airways instead of the stomach. This is a particular concern for seniors with swallowing difficulties or those who take medications that cause dry mouth, a common issue for more than 70% of seniors on multiple prescriptions. As we age, the body's ability to absorb proteins naturally declines. Unfortunately, pine nuts enzyme inhibitors can further hinder protein digestion, which is already a challenge for many seniors. Additionally, pine nuts are calorie-dense with a high oil content, which can contribute to the weight management problems that become more prevalent after age 65. Another concerning development is new research pointing to certain chemicals in pine nuts as potential accelerators of age-related macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Given these emerging concerns, it's advisable for those over 65 to steer clear of pine nuts. Your dietary choices can have a profound impact on your health, vitality, and brain function in later years. Making mindful decisions about the nuts you eat and avoid is a small but important change that can support your overall well-being. Remember, small adjustments in your diet can lead to big outcomes over time. Now we want to hear from you. Has adding or removing specific nuts from your diet made a difference in your health? Which nut has had the most impact on your life? Post your thoughts and personal stories in the comments section below. We value your input and look forward to hearing your experiences.